abroad, while taking the French perspective as main viewpoint. Abroad, the increasing popularity of translation studies is nothing new, of course. Still, in this period of accelerated transformations in a globalized world, translation, this is my personal interpretation, you may differ with me, of course, becomes a vital element in the debate. If we want to understand the world we live in, a world as diverse in its complexity as India, but on a global scale, a complexity at a still greater power, if that can ever be imaginable, to understand that world, we need all the tools of translation and more. But I wish to finish by quoting that passage that suddenly made the Indian audience of E.M. Forster suddenly interested in literature from the Western world. It's from the brothers Karamazov, page 113. So I read it in Constance Garnett's translation, and ironically, Constance Garnett, she worked in Victorian times, and she could be read as kind of Dickens or all the authors that were writing at the same time. So it's ironical because they weren't interested in Dickens and all the other authors, but reading a kind of Dickens, as it were, through Constance Garnett's writing and translation, they suddenly were interested in another author from a different culture, namely Dostoevsky. So I read just the extract, and you may judge of the impact it had at the time by yourselves. Quote, "Once upon a time there was a peasant woman, and a very wicked woman she was, and she died and did not leave a single good deed behind. The devils caught her and plunged her into the lake of fire. So a guardian angel stood and wondered what good deed of hers he could remember to tell to God. She once pulled up an onion in a garden, said he, and gave it to a beggar woman. And God answered, 'You take that onion then, hold it out to her in the lake, and let her take hold and be pulled out. And if you can pull her out of the lake, let her come to paradise, but if the onion breaks, then the woman must stay where she is.' The angel ran to the woman and held out the onion to her. 'Come,' said he, 'catch hold and I'll pull you out.' He began cautiously pulling her out. He had just pulled her right out when the other sinners in the lake, seeing how she was being drawn out, began catching hold of her so as to be pulled out with her. But she was a very wicked woman, and she began kicking them. 'I'm to be pulled out, not you. It's my onion, not yours.' As soon as she said that, the onion broke, and the woman fell into the lake, and she's burning there to this day. So the angel wept and went away." So that's the story, Alyosha. And I hadn't known until now that it was an instance of practice.
Thank you, Dr. Mikhail Ostinov, for your insight about translation and your opinion. Before we close, I just wanted to request Professor Ombikas to please come on the dais. Request Professor P.P. Girdhar to please accept it. May I now request Professor Mikhail Ostinov to please. Thank you, Professor Ombikas. Your presence has always been helpful to us. You have always been inspiring us and promoting our activities, a guiding force behind lots of activities and initiatives that we have been taking. With this, I would like to close the session, and we meet tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Maybe you can reach a little early so that we can start in time. We still have tea waiting for you, and that we consider it as a networking tea, maybe.
interpretation